Just doing a real quick and sloppy car review of this 2009 Suzuki SX4 Sport. It's the sedan. So I'm just gonna walk around the vehicle real quick. Yeah, this is the Suzuki SX4. It is front wheel drive. Comes with a 2.0 liter engine, 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated. Yeah, it's not the all-wheel drive version. The all-wheel drive only came on the hatchbacks, which is kind of, at the time, was considered the cheapest all-wheel drive vehicle in America. Unfortunately, this does not have all-wheel drive, but what it does have is it does have the optional sports suspension, which is actually pretty good. I used to own this vehicle until I gave it to my brother, and it really is a fun little tossable car. It's pretty lightweight, and I'm definitely going to be putting the rest of the specific statistics and specs in word form. Here we go. But yeah, I just want to give you guys my driving impressions and kind of give you a quick tour of the car. So the car is really tall on the inside. That's an interesting thing that I did find slightly odd when I first started driving this vehicle. Not only that, but it is pretty small inside here. What's interesting about this is, I'm not sure if it was an option or not, but this comes with keyless ignition. But it's an interesting keyless ignition. All right, so this is the key, and it's pretty big, but it's got the transponder in it, and you can release the key as such to manually start the car if you need to. And yeah, so let me just demonstrate. It does have these buttons to lock and unlock from the outside, and so now that I've got the key fob in here, you can turn on the car by turning. The blue light will come on right there, blue light for the key, and then you can turn it just like you were to have a key in it and start the vehicle. Now, as far as the gauges go, I think the gauges are pretty good looking. They're not going to look very dated anytime soon. As far as the headlights go, fog lights are here, headlights are here, and then you have intermittent wipers. This up here, this is kind of interesting. It's like a TomTom integrated GPS, or maybe this one was Garmin. I don't remember, but yeah. So this actually came with GPS back in 09. That was pretty good for an economy car. This also has a 6 CD changer with MP3 capability. And yes, it does read CDRWs. That is something I really enjoyed. This does not have an aux cable though. So that is one downfall of this car. My brother uses an FM transmitter, although I don't like these things. I used to use them in college, but there's so many on the road nowadays that, you know, everybody is using them. It's so much interference. Besides that, though, this had the technology package, this particular vehicle, which includes a pretty nice stereo system. There's a subwoofer under the seat, under the driver's seat, and yeah, it can get pretty booming in here. Now, both of the front seats have armrests, which some people don't like those. Some people do like them. Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent about it. The automatic transmission, I think it was a 4-speed automatic with overdrive, and I'm unfortunately, because the 2.0 liter Suzuki engine wasn't the most fuel efficient car, it didn't get very good miles per gallon. It didn't crack 30, and usually I got between 27 and 29 miles per gallon, and that was mostly highway driving. There are a few modifications in this car, and that is in the engine bay. Okay, so this is a 2-liter engine, the Suzuki 2-liter engine. And yeah, it's actually got pretty decent torque for a small 4-cylinder. Unfortunately, it wasn't the fastest or most efficient thing, and so it did have some issues with just generally it wasn't super fuel efficient, nor was it super powerful. Kind of in between, best of no worlds, basically. So I have a few modifications in here. I have this ECU piggyback module that I really crudely installed, and honestly, I don't know if it did anything, but it doesn't hurt the vehicle. Other power mods is I have an underdrive pulley, crankshaft pulley, and I did not have any issues with that over the many years of driving this vehicle. And there are still no issues with it currently. The back seat is surprisingly roomy for such a small car. Yeah, there's actually a decent amount of leg space. There's like about an inch of space. And yeah, since the car is really tall on the inside, there's actually pretty decent headroom. Now the thing is, what I don't really like is these weird headrests. They're so low in the car that, you know, with my height, this is digging right into my shoulder blade. So yeah, that part's not great. Now the back seat is pretty small. If you have adults in the back here, you're probably not going to fit 3 adults comfortably, but you can, in a pinch, get 3 college students back here and yeah, go out somewhere. Besides that, there are power windows on every window, but there are not automatic power windows. So you only have automatic power windows in the front left drivers. Now, as far as the design, the center console and everything looks pretty modern. For the age of the vehicle, it didn't look outdated when it came out. And there's a decent amount of controls on the steering wheel. Trunk has a button down here where you can press it, and if you have the key on you, it releases. So that's kind of nice. It is actually pretty roomy in here. Of course, it's not the hatchback model, but I think the hatchback model goes in further and then cuts up top. But yeah, the seats do go down, and there are plenty of depth in this trunk. The only thing is, since it has this style of trunk attachment for items that are on the sides, you might have an issue slamming on it. For example, I had rims that I dented and got little dings in the rims because I shut it and it hit on the metal part on the rims. Yep. There's also the obligatory find me and release me from my kidnappers door handle, and at least in a car even this cheap, there is this like cloth carpeting, which I think really is kind of a step up from a lot of economy cars, especially other ones that I've reviewed.